Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Miller. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
2 yards, good enough for a first. Again, it's Miller. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. After the penalty, it's Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Raiders at 4 and 10 now on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that'll make a 3rd down. You look at this defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. First down, they'll keep it on the ground. Waller down to the 22-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6. To the air with McCarthy. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14. On play action, McCarthy. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's McCarthy. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Aviators are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start. And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. McCarthy off the play fake. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. You look at this Raiders defense. They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run. And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now? I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses. Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. In motion, the tight end. Now McCarthy. That is caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Now they'll change things up. On first down, Waller. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Next, the receivers don't spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Throwing is McCarthy. Over the middle, complete. That's McLaughlin. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Aviators are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going to try and throw. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. A handoff running left is Miller. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he is down at the 48, a pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Second quarter from Vegas, the home-standing Raiders with a football here as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Miller. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He's got his man on the crossing route. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Now a play fake here on first down. Bryant with a catch right side. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They go back to the ground now with Miller. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. It's Deontay Banks with it. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
55 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll work this one out to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
On play action, now McCarthy. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Looking to throw. McCarthy. He's going to air one out. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown! Jalen Hyatt with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Aviators continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
In trouble, and he's taken down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
He's got his target. That's complete. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. 2nd and 11. He's got the hook up to Miller. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. Hyatt able to make the catch downfield. And touchdown! Jalen Hyatt on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Aviators are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Deonte Banks with it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and a couple. They'll look to throw. It's caught. It's Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 27-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. That's caught by Waller out left side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From the shotgun, McCarthy being chased out left. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Back to throw again. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game. I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Aviators take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
On play action, McCarthy. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
2nd and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McLaughlin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. To the air with McCarthy. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Here's McCarthy. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McLaughlin. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is McCarthy. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the Raiders' 10-yard line.
They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy rolling to his left. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Now McCarthy. And it's caught. Touchdown. Malik Neighbors. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Aviators just continue to roll. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive.
And now here is another interception. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
That is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
He's going to try and go deep again. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown.
Malik Neighbors with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Aviators get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number well in his rearview mirror. I think 800, not out of line here.
75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man right side is St. Brown. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you talk about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. On play action, now McCarthy. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 39 yards there, a big one.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Aviators will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. A gain there of 21 yards.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
He's got it. It's Spiller. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kayvon Thibodeau. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because
that's caught inside the 20, and all the way in for the touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 63 yards. And the Aviators continue to pour it on here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down at a yard. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, hooks up with a tight end, Bowers. fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out. And
my goodness, another interception. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 41. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got the hook up to Miller. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And they'll run for it with Miller. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Looking to throw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They'll look to throw here on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And now here's another interception. It's Deontay Banks with it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. This this game still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Throwing after the interception. McCarthy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get it out.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. McCarthy off the play fake. Going up top. He's got a man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there on 3rd down. And even 50 yards. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Looking to throw McCarthy. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
The last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Raiders 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Back to throw again. Underneath for Miller. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 2nd and 4. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Extra point by Carlson, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And the Raiders have got him. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Trying to lay one up deep. And this one is incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
To the air with McCarthy.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over.
Well,